tienes esa cosa especial, bella mariposa especial, ella con su rosa especial, todos quieren ese especial. Tú tienes esa cosa especial, bella mariposa especial.
Huzzah, I am Muck, your host. Welcome to Pidcast Episode 1, the podcast by fans, for fans, and for the people still waiting on that therapy money from KSE. Pidcast is part of the Bangarang soccer community, telling soccer stories a mile in the sky and on till morning. And boy, are we telling stories this year. Don't forget to check out our NWSL sister show, Sum It Up, and our new interview series, Bang, and our bi-weekly Rapids 2 show with Keith Richardson, R2P2. I'm joined by my co-host and fantasy queen, Fattori.
Hey, friends.
And the guy who dreamed of becoming a professional curler, Matt.
I've been double touching the hog line too much, so I think that's why I didn't make it.
How Canadian of you.
Yeah.
Are you also going to go to Toronto like everyone else who leaves us?
Obviously. Remember, I'm still holding out for Vancouver. Vancouver, I'm cheap and mobile. Let's go.
Cheap and mobile is actually what it says on my dating profile. It's not worked so far, but hopefully it
I
works
thought
for
it's
you.
what it said on your windowless van.
I heard a rumor that Vancouver was going to end up having to move. Like they actually might have to move cities.
I can't wait till we have the Colorado Whitecaps and the Las Vegas Rapids, guys. There's a future for all of us.
Oh man. So let's get into pitter chatter, Matt.
All right. So, as you guys know, if you listened last season, but Monk and Sarah know this, I really love to talk. And so I didn't get to talk all off season. So I saved it up. I'm going to try to do it in one breath. Bear with me. Let's see how this goes. You guys ready?
It's not going to happen. No way.
Really use your core.
Okay. Previously on Rapids, R2 lost the Next Pro Championship to doubles and PKs. Chris Armas walked across I-70 to Kansas City Current for the most Ted Lasso imitates life pairing ever. Calvin Harris also went to KC. Sportingly, Ali Laraz is getting white-capped. Max Hugo's Saudi, as rumored, but for free. Fuck up Ronaldo, big dog. Hafa, the other one, is now putting the Santos in St. Louis. Dauda Amadou, the fantastic human being that he is taking his talents to Sweden. Big F and Mike Edwards has planted roots in Oakland. Hairstyle magnate Nate Jones was cut loose. Slam Basset Hound is now a Pittsburgh River Hound. And the Colorado kid Cole Bassett is keeping it weird a la Pitbull featuring Kesha up in Portland while getting full spurned axe and scoring the first goal on the Colorado Rapids of the 26th season by singing the merits of his new daddy. Nico Hansen got mbop, badop, 2 more years. Hafa, the main one, wasn't sold yet. Rapids got a destroyer in Hamzat Ojedirin. Left backs playing Colorado this season will be put in Dante Seeley's Inferno. Navarro, the other one, Miguel, is a once and future Burgundy boy. Are we still saying that? Lucas Harrington, the big Aussie, is up over. Bryce Jameson cut off all his hair somewhere between OC and CC. And there's a new Matt in town as Rapids tap thoroughly English, remarkably dominant Tottenham Hotspur's assistant Matt Wells to take the reins as head coach in a make-or-break year of soccer in the United States. There's been a lot of colorful four-lettered commentary about the nomenclature of the new colorful Colorado kit, but we're back in black with Kit Chat 3.0 and the wardrobe wizard Jordan Rothrock, so be sure to listen to the conversation separately in our feed. Rapids pregame to Orlando. Hafa scored a brace. Paxton double assisted. Yappy got 1-1. Dante flashed an ass and further cemented himself as the 2026 player of the pod. And you call that a header? This is a header. Giant kangaroo Lucas Harrington hopped up and hyped up the fan base with a set-piece goal off the dome. Rapids come into the season on a high as they look to elevate their 2025 lows. The Bobs and the Brit got pressed as Kevin Demoff, Porig Smith, and Matt Wells held an hour-long question session featuring acceptance, dominance, and, audible gasp, a turtleneck. Fish is back at Dick's, and fans, believe me when I tell you, the Dick's got demolded, as many of you demanded. Pixels pending, but my fingers are crossed. There's some sweet new stadium art with Connor Ronan front and center, and the legend that is John Babiak is practically glowing as he buzzes around all things Rapids, putting smiles on faces in only the way he can. All right, where do you guys want to start?
Whoa, that was incredible.
That was not one breath, for the record. I saw him breathe.
Yeah, I wouldn't pass the swim test.
I think my favorite line was, "The big Aussie is up and over."
You got that one?
Instead of down under.
I'm playing for an audience of one, and it's Sarah Fattori tonight.
I kind of feel like we need to just put this whole script so that people can follow along, because there were so many beautiful little pieces there. Yeah, let's dig in. Where do you want to start?
I'm going to go with players and coach, because that's Rapids, most Rapids related. We lost a lot of people. Like, it feels like all of a sudden we just sold everything, just wholesaled it. And I still wonder if we have a full 18 players on that roster. Like that we got rid of a lot of people, and I know we brought in a few, but it's just, man, it's going to be half the team or less that most people are going to recognize, especially when you've gotten rid of Cole, right? That's a big player came out of our youth academy and stuff like that. Like, I feel that we lost a lot of people that people really were attached to, and that is a struggle for people that want to continue to be fans. When you lose players that you kind of have some kind of heartstring to, even if maybe they weren't the greatest players ever.
I mean, it's like the saying goes, if you love them, let them leave. And if they come back to you, like Cole Bassett did, let them leave again. Or, like Miguel Navarro, they come back to you on the same loan to buy terms that you originally sent them away on. Everything cycles back here in Commerce City, Monk. So who knows? We'll see Cole back in black before we know it.
Can we all talk about how sad I am? Because like him and both Sam went overseas, came back, and then we lost the one that I was like, he has the most promise, and we still have Vines.
Well, and first off, I'm forever sad that we did not get to see Cole and Sam involved in the same goal. That was the moment we were all waiting for, and it seems like last year was the year to have it. But it just felt like we were constantly hearing who's leaving and not hearing a whole lot of coming in. And so I share your concern, Monk, of we ended the year rough, right? Like, we had brought in some main players with Paxton, Holding. We brought in some new folks, but I don't know that we ever really saw that come to fruition. And then it didn't seem like we did a lot to adjust on the off season.
Yeah, and like we made some money. Like Cole I think was actually a good sale, right? Like, honestly, we look like we got some dough out of that, but it's still just, if we keep selling everybody, we never have a core team to build around, and then you'll never be consistent.
I do want to point out that with the Sam Bassett to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds announcement, there is a world where in the U.S. Open Cup we see Bassett v. Bassett as Portland plays Pittsburgh, and I'm crossing my fingers that happens. That'd be epic. So Sarah, there's still an opportunity to see them involved in the same goal. It just won't be advantageous for one of them.
And the real question is, where do we think the Bassets are doing Thanksgiving this year?
Amy's house.
Yeah. Amy's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come
Sorry.
on.
That was a silly question.
Amy's not going to suffer any Thanksgiving.
You
travel.
didn't already get your invite?
You come
'Cause
home
I got
to
mine.
Mama Bassett. Yeah.
You didn't get your invite. 9 months early.
Yeah.
You have to book me that early.
Mine just says fix you a plate, and then a Morgan Wallen song plays.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Oh.
So what about the new coach? The new coach coming in, again, as we kind of predicted, they weren't going to pick up somebody that actually has head coaching experience, because they apparently never do that across all of Kroenke. So they claim. And so they're hopeful again that this guy with no head coaching experience can come into a team that they just blew up and then brought in a bunch of random people and is going to turn this ship around out of that skill set he got as an assistant coach.
Chris Armas had head coaching experience.
He
Robin
did.
Fraser had head coaching experience.
I'm
I don't
not
know
the
about
one who
Anthony
said
Hudson.
that. Specifically, that's what Dimoff said in his interview, is that that's what they do. They don't get people that have a tenure.
Yeah, I do think that's the
his
KSC
words,
model.
not my words.
They're looking for an upstart, as has been successful in their other franchises. They're looking for a Sean McVay. They're looking for an Arteta. They're looking for a David Adelman. They're looking for Bednarock. They want to be in on the ground floor of someone, and you can argue maybe that's because they're cheaper. But you can also argue maybe it's that they really are into the talent assessment that they say they use for the players, also in their coaching searches. I know we often seem to scout players for their athletic differentials or player potential and try to get them early. And this seems like they're trying to get on the ground floor of Matt Wells.
I don't. This strategy hasn't really worked for our players either. So continuing this strategy into our guy that's going to lead the ship here is just, it's a struggle. And he could be a great coach. There's been a couple of things that people have said from the preseason that they feel that he's doing an all right job, but preseason's preseason, right? At the end of the day, it's hard to tell anything out of that. If this season fails, you're already dwindled your fan base. Summit FC's here and will be playing this year. So if you screw up this season again, like what happens? Like I just don't like you're gonna kill this fan base by not being successful this season. I feel like this was a season to be like, I'm gonna throw a bunch of money at a good coach.
I mean, we haven't seen the contract terms. We could be throwing a bunch of money at a good coach, and by initial reports, it does seem like we have a good coach. I told this to Matt, to Porgy, to Kevin in the season opening presser. I've talked to players, and candidly, they have said this is a top European professional coach coming in with a top English football professional system. This is the most grueling camp they've experienced. They feel like they are learning, and they feel like they are going to be prepared and collectively in tune with the coach and tactics going into the season. That's what players are saying, not just Porig, not just Matt. That's what the players are saying. And there's always going to be that certain sentiment of optimism and professionalism in players. But these were candid conversations, and I believe them.
Well, they said the same thing about Armis, and we canned him. So, like, I'm sorry, we did.
Yeah, but
the
I think
players
we
were always like,
all-
he's great. I love to play for him. Blah blah blah. And then we canned him. Fine, whatever. However that went. I'm hopeful he can do what we need him to do. We're taking a very big gamble, and it's a very big gamble.
Yeah, we canned Armis, but I don't know that anyone on this pod was backing that play. I think that at the time we I guess I don't want to read very much into us once again blaming a team-wide problem on a coach, which is what last year felt like.
And just to be clear, I think I've never been a stranger about saying, like, I am an Armis fan. I really appreciated Armis's time here, and I think Chris is a great human being. The players, when they talked about Armis, they complimented the person. They complimented his interactions with them. We're seeing something completely different with Matt Wells. Not that Matt Wells isn't a good person. I'm sure he is, and I'm sure he will become friendly and have that players coach vibe of Chris Armis maybe. But what we're hearing the players compliment are the tactics, the system, the preparation, and that's new here in Commerce City.
So I guess the other question we've run into since we've rotated coaches 4 times in Smith's tenure, is do we have the proper pieces to actually implement his system? Like, he can be great, he can have a great system, but if you have half of a team that's built around his system and half a team that isn't, and we keep rotating coaches every 2 years, like that breaking is going to continue to happen. Like, you have to have some consistency if you want to build a system built team, right? That's not built around buying a Messi. You have to have that system inbuilt, and we keep rotating coaches and then rotating players. It's really hard to see that. I'm struggling to see that if we brought in the right pieces after kind of still having half the pieces from last year and whatever the year before.
Well, I think the reality is time will tell.
I do think what we heard in the press conference and a bit from Matt throughout the preseason availability is to come to your point of the system and the players, is Matt Wells was brought into a furnished apartment. He was allowed to bring a couple of his favorite things, and that seems like it was Dante Sealy and Hamza Ojedarin were his like must travels and put them on the team. And then Purig said that they gave Matt the preseason to live in the space and decide, hey, that couch would fit better in Portland, or hey, I need new end tables on the left and things like that. So I do think perhaps what we're seeing maybe is that Matt Wells is getting a bit more cachet in the front office machinations, the player outbounds and inbounds than we've seen previously. I mean, we've got Kevin Demoff in the season ending presser and the season opening presser with Poreg and with Matt Wells. And that to me seems like Matt Wells is just as much a Kevin Demoff hire as a Poreg Smith hire. And Kevin Demoff, I would argue, probably has more control of the purse strings to support Matt Wells' system.
Okay. I could see that. I know I haven't honestly been struggling to keep up with the mass amount of changes we've had, but I know we have a few players that won't be here till summer, which kind of hurts, right? When you're bringing in players mid-season, that's always like it usually takes them a little bit to get their feet wet. Aronson being one of those, right? We brought him in mid last year, and he didn't really hit the ground running for us situations, but
It felt like you ran a
I'm
lot,
hopeful.
though.
He did
Yeah,
run a
he hit
lot,
the ground running.
and I guess also from like the English perspective, right? Because English soccer is very, very different in how they run their organizations, right? Gary Smith got fired for trying to run an organization like it's English in KSC. So I hope that Wells doesn't end up in the same situation where they end up those with that kind of butting heads, because coaches generally have a lot more power over there than they do here.
I don't know the answer to this, but was Gary Smith fired before KSC got the controlling stake in Arsenal?
I don't actually know.
Do you think they bought Arsenal and now they're like, oh no, Gary, we were so wrong? Who knows? We see Gary Smith back with the Rapids in 3 years.
In 3 years, just comes back.
Yeah.
No, they'll bring Hudson back before they bring him.
Oh dear God. How dare you? Yeah, so I think Monk, because you touched on this, the players that have come in, we have Bryce Jameson, who we signed last year and immediately loaned back out to Orange County Soccer Club in the USL. We have Lucas Harrington, by all accounts, just massive potential from the Aussie League. He's now here. We have Hamza Ojedarin, who proves to be the destroyer in defensive mid that the Rapids have been searching for since Jack Price. And early accounts are that what he can do as a rebounder and a wall at the top of the box during the attack is really going to open up some things for the Rapids offensively and tactically. And then Dante Sealy, who, I mean, I didn't consult you guys, but I've already named the official Pidcast player of 2026. Well, I'll corroborate this more when we get to predictions later, but this was one I personally, and I think we all agreed on last season, that we should bring to the team because of his performance with Montreal, a team even worse than us. He scored more goals than almost all of our players on a team that was worse than us. And then his bang out performance on Trinidad and Tobago's national stage. asked Wayne Frederick point blank, can you recruit Dante in Trinidad and Tobago camp? And I guess he did. So like I said earlier in the offseason, buy your local Wayne Frederick a beer, everyone, because he is putting in work. So we got what we asked for, and we are going to back it up all season long. I almost made my fantasy name Dante's Inferno, but I decided since I was the champion of league, I should probably keep Pid and Play, what for legacy and
Also,
all.
Matt Pollard's team name is Dante's Inferno. So
Classic.
I don't even think I've
why
seen
do
a link
all
to know where I'm
Matt's-
supposed to sign up for any of this.
Oh my gosh. Wait for Fantasy Kids.
She's probably going to
I'm
wait for
gonna-
the Tuesday after and then let me know
We
that
can
fantasy started.
spend all season predicting the Rapids will fail, but the only way to know is to wait till the Rapids fail. So I'm going to move us along to some other things on our pitter chatter. I think that we should do just a quick conversation about these new colorful Colorado kits. Some people have mocked it's called Colorful Colorado, but it's all black. But I don't know. I love a good black jersey, and I think it's looking fly. What do you guys think?
No. Like, I think it looks clean, but black is like worse than burgundy for home field advantage in the summer heat first. Like,
What summer heat?
have you felt winter this? Like, summer.
We're going to need the warm black shirts when we move the season to all winter games, Monk.
That is true. When we move all winter games. I don't know. I haven't got to see a close-up look. Kind of can see Matt a little bit with it on. I don't know. It's when I'm thinking our home team, I want our burgundy. That's what I want, right? That's iconic. That's who we are. That's our team. That's been our colors for home. And so it was just, and I feel that there just needed, like, I think I saw some questions from Matt in our question thing that said, like, there's some fashion stuff there. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not looking for fashion in my jersey. If I want to buy fashion, I'll go buy some fashion stuff. I want a jersey that feels and looks like a jersey. And from like a distance in the pictures, it looked like a training top to me. And it didn't bring that feeling that like the last two jerseys we released and interviewed for felt for me.
Guys, be sure to tune into Monk's spin-off show, Fashion Stuff.
Fashion stuff.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be workout shirts that you buy 5 for $1 on Amazon or something.
Well, if you want to hear Matt and I's hot takes, definitely check out the interview that we did with Jordan, who that interview will come out on the same feed, but will be a separate show. So make sure you listen to it. But I don't know. I'm feeling it. I like the colors around the collar. I think that like just seeing those three colors together, it's very distinctive to me. It immediately says Rapids, even though it's kind of a color combo that we haven't seen a lot. And yeah, I think sometimes our jerseys are designed for hardcore fans who are going to love them no matter what. And like, this is just a classic, clean, I'll wear that in public. Burgundy feels boy to me. I don't know. I'm into this.
Did you just like gender a color?
Yeah, burgundy is cis white boy in khakis.
I'll go even further, Sarah. I will say burgundy doesn't belong in fashion stuff. Suck it, nerds. You've got plenty of Argyle. The people that want to look crisp in public get a nice black kit now. And
Burgundy France would like to have a conversation with you.
Oh my gosh, it's just Pinot Noir with an accent.
I'm really curious in color theory what season burgundy would be. I feel like it's either a winter or a fall.
It's gonna be fall, right?
Yeah, it's fall.
Maybe.
It's fall.
Listen, you guys do not know color theory better than me. There's no way.
What are you talking about?
Monk, are you kidding? I just told you fashion things. Like, I know all about fashion.
Do you guys know what season you are?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Really?
Rapid season.
Yeah.
Your rapid season? Soccer season, baby. Your summer?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm autumn, but I hate autumn colors, so I resist.
I want to see the jersey in person. I'll probably end up getting it anyway because I always do. I am disappointed that we didn't get an actual jersey launch this year to go up and like get the free customization and do the party. And charging me $170 for a jersey is just insane. And for the customization, it pumps it up over $200 for that. Like, that is absolutely nuts. I am sorry.
That is a lot of doll hairs, Monk. I will give you that, but I will remind you from our conversation with Jordan last season, I think it was Kit Chat 1.0, Jordan doesn't set the prices, Rapids don't set the prices, Stan doesn't set the prices, Adidas sets the prices. So if you want to get mad at $170 jerseys, then you need to go far into your Eat the Rich movement, not your like, what were you thinking altitude athletics movement.
I feel like I can do both. I feel like I can actually do both of them.
And what's good is you can wipe your mouth with this black jersey and they won't be able to see the stains.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Amazing.
I hope it looks really good in person. Like actually seeing you wearing it, the color pops a lot more. I still don't think Colorful Colorado fits, but it might draw on me a little bit.
I love show the sleeve, show the other one.
The
No, where's maybe I don't actually know where this is on the jersey, the Colorful Colorado logo.
Can you see it?
Just keep moving around. Nope. Just rubbing your
Can you see it now?
You're doing great. Abort
this
party.
He put Sealy on his back. We know he's going to be traded now.
Hey,
I know. He requested.
I got Navahu on the OG kit last season. He's still here. Maybe the curse is broken. That beautiful Brazilian man has broken the curse of whatever jersey Matt gets. That player shipped out in 6 months. Actually, so that was... Fuck, guys. I think I got that in August, so there's still time. When did that release? We need to get through February.
It was July.
It was
a July release last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Monk, on that note, there is no jersey release party, but at time of recording, this is Thursday evening. Friday afternoon, there is a Topo Colorful Colorado capsule release party at the Topo flagship store in Rhino. That will feature both Dante Sealy, 2026 player of the PID, and Hamza Ojederen. So I don't know if they will do stuff with the jersey. I imagine the players will be in the jersey. There's some really cool clothing items in there. The backpack looks sick. The rugby shirt looks sick. The green and blue quarter zip fleece looks sick. But I did want to get one other point in. And we talked about this a little bit, Sarah, Jordan, and I. When they did the photo shoot with the black kits, they used all the black players and Ted Kudipietro, which, like, I put this on Blue Sky, like, KDP is definitely the white guy I'd expect in the black player group chat. But the fact that they put all of the black players in this, like, sharp black kit looked so epic. I can't wait to see them on the field. I think it's going to look amazing. I'm coming up with all my nicknames. So we've got Blackwater, Black Album, Black Power. We can get we'll saucy with it. But why not? Back in black. What else you got?
Show up as Black Panther.
Done.
Ooh. For what it's worth, KDP is mixed, right? He's not white. He's not black, but he's not a white kid. Just saying.
I am not playing 23andMe on the first episode of the second season of our podcast. We tried so hard to get canceled last season, Sarah. I think we need to back off a little bit.
This is
at least
not
until
how we
episode
get
3.
canceled.
You're already getting canceled. You're a fan of the jersey, and the fans are just lighting it up. So we're canceled anyway.
The fans are lighting it up, or a handful of strongly opinionated people are lighting it up.
If you like Monk's spinoff show fashion stuff, check out the Tori spinoff show 23andMe, where she guesses your cultural makeup.
It's not a guess. I'm stating that KDP is mixed. Anyways, I'm moving us along to what is okay. Uh
Guys, I missed you. This is so good.
I know. Last week was a MLS will break your heart week. And we'll get into fantasy a little later, Cole leaving. But in our conversation with Jordan, we asked about the most important part of the kick conversation, which is what can we expect to see our king, Zach Steffen, in? And he shared with us that MLS did not offer a purple kit this year. And that we will not. So if everyone can just bow your heads for a moment of silence. Always our purple king. Maybe he'll show up to the field in purple. Also, the auto editor is going to cut out that moment of silence.
I'll keep it in. It's going to be like moment of silence. And
anyways.
and be sure to meet us at the top of section 108 in the first minute of the home opener to pour out our purple drinks in honor of the Purple King.
Sneak purple drink into the stadium so that we can pour it out in his honor.
It's just sugar water purple. You can put those in your pants. That's not going to hit the metal detector.
Oh, that's what you call purple drink? Okay.
What do you? Okay, we're not doing this again. This is going to get us canceled as well. This is not the... Sarah, you've gone way too weird into the color theory aspect.
Purple drink is clearly a summer drink.
Yeah.
And anyways.
It's like those smoothies you get at the Rockies rooftop patio. Or like slushies. Yeah.
Speaking of summer, we don't play in it anymore. So...
Excellent. 10 out of 10 transition. Yeah, just a little quick, moving us along, we're going to move through our other segments, but just some quick reminders, since we've been gone. Welcome to MLS 2026. A few quick highlights. So first off, there are no new teams this year, which is the first time in a little while that we've seen no expansion teams since San Diego was added last year. And then just a reminder for everybody is that we have a split schedule this year because of the World Cup break. So we actually have a really long season with almost about a month and a half in June and early July that the Rapids will be off while many players participate in the World Cup.
Summer vacation, guys. What are we going to do?
I'm going to Cancun.
You and Ted Cruz.
Well, while we think about all of our summer fantasies, let us move on to our MLS fantasy. And here is the heartbreak number 2 of the week. So recently, MLS announced that it had sold its fantasy off to a third-party company. So typically, historically, MLS has housed fantasy internally within the MLS app. And there's a lot of pros and cons to this because while a lot of diehards really were connected to that game, there was a clear deprioritization of the game that we saw. We saw that MLS was deprioritizing the app. We weren't seeing a lot of game changes, any additional features being added. We were seeing slower adjustments to glitches. And so I think a lot of people maybe saw this coming or knew that there was going to have to be a moment of truth for MLS fantasy because the league had clearly deprioritized it. Recently, they announced that they sold it off to a third-party company, Kickbase. Kickbase is a German fantasy platform that has expanded out to other leagues and is now also supporting fantasy MLS. So when you go to MLS and click on fantasy, it's now going to redirect you to Kickbase. This is an app-only platform, so you can only access it through your phone. And that's the top line answer. The real answer is this one's broken my heart a little bit. So I was a Rapids fan for years and probably could have only named 3 or 4 players for the first several years. And then when COVID hit and the season was essentially canceled or they were playing with no fans, I started playing fantasy. And that in that year, I learned soccer, I learned MLS, I learned every big player in the league and what all the divisions were, and I learned what all the positions were. And this is how I learned to love soccer. And this really feels like to me, it feels like a beginning of the end. Like, I don't think that your average fan is going to find their way to a third-party site to play soccer. I don't think it's going to be used to build the league, and I don't think that the league is going to use it to build fantasy or a fan base. So I just think that, yeah, this has been kind of a gut punch.
I think it just goes to show that MLS Fantasy must have been operated by the Spanish commentators that they cut and or Matt Doyle. And so when both of those got axed, there was no one left to push the buttons. So they outsourced it to Kickbase in Germany, which never played Kickbase, don't know anything about them. But I will echo Sarah's sentiment that the best way to really enjoy every person on the pitch during these games is to play fantasy. You're going to learn players, you're going to learn important actions, and you're going to be so much more knowledgeable and involved and really, really stressed out at the tailgate. But I digress.
Absolutely. Well, and we're not the only ones who are obsessed with fantasy. So Matt Pollard, which most people know from Burgundy Wave, as well as Holding the High Line, is also a fantasy nerd. So he and I did a short mini episode that will also air in the feed coming up here to go into like some of the differences with Kickbase. One thing I will highlight, so I am going to play Kickbase and SofaScore this year. I'm committing to that now, but we'll see how long we hold on to this Kickbase thing. And the reason I say that is because Kickbase just really doesn't offer, at least right now, the ability to do some of that community building that we want to do. So the Kickbase has a limit on leagues to 16. There's not really a way to like, I can't check and see where I stand in all of Colorado players. I can't check where I stand in all of MLS players. It's going to feel in a lot of ways like some of your like NFL leagues where it's like you can create it for your close friends and you can set it up with a lot of options in the leagues, but it doesn't feel like it has this like big whole MLS community vibe. SofaScore is much easier to set up like a traditional, what we are used to now of like that legacy game. So with that, I want to announce that we have partnered with our buddies over at Holding the High Line, and we have a league that is for Rapids Media and friends. So if you want to join in on our league, we'd love to have you join on the SofaScore side, and it will hopefully bring a lot of the joy that we've come to love in that community building of fantasy.
I'll have to wait to see the link on Tuesday after the first game so that I can join.
Mike, can't wait to see your lineup for week 3.
The best revisionist history we could possibly come out with is that Monk's failures in fantasy is because I didn't give him a heads up.
Exactly.
Well, no, the revisionist history is that Sarah Fattori was so upset that I won the fantasy championship last year that she single-handedly tanked the MLS fantasy. Like,
oh, for sure.
Hell hath no fury like a Fattori spurned. Hey, you know what a callback is, Monk? That's a betrayal.
That is definitely a betrayal.
Yeah.
Not only did you just bring back betrayal, but you also reminded me that you won the final season of MLS Fantasy.
Hang it in the rafters, baby. Pid and play. I did check out SofaScore, and it's basically everything that we had in MLS Fantasy. Still that same sort of kind of global or regional table centric, which I really liked for a soccer fantasy game. And also an intriguing part in there is that part of your player's score is dictated by their player rating in that match. So if you have a player that does a lot of defensive work, maybe does a lot of the shuttling, the passing, but isn't necessarily a counting stat merchant, you can still get a bump when they get that green 7.7 or 8.2 game rating for their player performance. I thought that was a really neat addition.
I play so many Rapids and they're never in the green.
Well, hopefully they'll be more colorful this year, Monk.
Yeah, they need to because their jersey isn't.
This is going to be the fantasy scale. I want to see all of our players in this ribboning of colors. Uh-oh. Sarah looks upset. What happened,
Yeah,
Sarah?
because Monk deleted all of my Seattle stuff I put in there as data. It's fine. I'll fix it.
Dang, Monk.
Called out.
Dang, I thought you were supposed to be the techie one.
No, that's how I know he did it on purpose.
Yeah. I got so frustrated with her audio issues, I just deleted it. I was just like, I'm
Fuck
done
that.
with Vittori. She can't
Monk,
get her
I
shit
feel like
together.
if you just had a shirt that said like "fuck your data," it would be so perfect.
Oh,
Keep
man.
talking. I'll find it.
Oh, it's gone forever.
Nope, I got it. I got it.
It's out.
When good data
done.
gone bad, it's gone forever.
I did all this work to do my data.
Yeah, but mine is different than yours. Also, yours is hilarious because it's like Seattle's. Anyways,
Hey,
I
don't
know,
ruin
I
it
love
for
it.
me.
Don't ruin
Mark,
it. Don't
I'm
ruin it. Don't
marking
ruin it.
it here. I added a mark of where to delete. Okay, go.
Well, we do have a game this weekend for the first time in ever. In case anybody's wondering. Totally a thing. We're playing Seattle away.
Ooh.
We've never won in Seattle, so don't get your hopes up. But I can give you the most positive breakdown ever in this situation. Seattle sits 12th in the West. Well, the Rapids sit second.
Is that just alphabetical? Is that how we do it?
Both with 0 points, 0 wins, 0 goals. But we are currently in second in the West right now. So just
Wait.
ride that high, Rapids fans. Ride that high.
Stop the count.
I want everyone sitting at home in your brain, try to think who could possibly be sitting above the Colorado Rapids on the standings in the West. Tough day for Vancouver. Fucking Austin, we're coming for them.
They're moving to a new city, so they move up the table.
Oh my God.
Albuquerque.
Oh, man.
Albuquerque.
Before Austin. The Albuquerque Whitecaps. Done. What if
Honestly, stop the count. Stop
Yeah.
the count. I'll go into playoffs in 2.
I mean, as a person whose last name starts with a W, it sucked growing up being at the end of everything. So like Vancouver Whitecaps, live your best life. Go become like the Albuquerque Athletics and just like put yourself first.
Here's the thing though, Vancouver only up from here. Where can we go? Ugh.
Probably down. I think we can safely say that's going to be a struggle for us. Seattle dominates with 25 wins to our 7 all time with 6 draws. Positive here. 3 of those draws have been the last 4 bouts. The last one being a 3-3 tie where we came back from 3 down all in the second half at Lumen Field away. Absolutely insane game. Such an up and down to come back from that. It was absolutely amazing. But the negatives are that essentially all MLS casters have predicted that we're going to land like 14th. So, it's not just certain fan base of just Rapids fans that don't have a lot of faith in us this year. But that is where you should put your money down on the Rapids to win the cup.
Because it brings you to our advertising partner, Polymarket, the official. What do they call it? Like future derivatives. Like, so it's not gambling. So it's like the FTC versus like the Yeah. Get all your Polymarket bets in that the Rapids finish above the playoff line.
Well,
just read the top line, Sarah. Please just read the top line in the episode sheet.
Above my data, my section, it says, "This is mine, don't touch, you monster." And he had it highlighted for a second. I thought he was about to push delete.
That'd be the coolest thing. Every
right
time we get into the thick of our segment, just delete.
The only person this hurts is y'all who have to do the editing. Anyways, a little more information about Seattle, which I think through my analysis here, I come to a similar conclusion. So just who is Seattle? So Seattle won last year's League Cup and finished 5th in the West. But they did lose in the first round against Minnesota of the playoffs. Now, the one reason that I am really concerned is we didn't see a lot of significant changes on the Seattle squad. Now, I will say their homegrown central midfielder Vargas left the team to go play in Spain, and they filled that spot with Hassani Dotson. So there is one big change. De La Vega, who is one of their big players, but has been out for a while now, injured at the end of last season, will stay out. So we're going to be seeing a lot of familiar faces returning to the field on Seattle's side, which is, we can't say the same for Rapids. It makes me a little worried that we're going to be seeing a more established team going through our ragtag bunch of burgundy boys in black.
So normal.
I mean, the good news is that Seattle's kind of a slow starter. If you look at the 2025 season, their first match was a draw to Charlotte. Their second match in MLS play was a loss to fake Salt Lake. And then they also played in CONCACAF Champions Cup. They are involved in many different tournaments. They're probably tired from last year. Jordan Morris is like 43 now. I think there's a chance. Also, don't you just get tired of winning eventually? Like, they just got the Super Bowl. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna be optimistic, like I am every season. But unless Sam Darnold's coming through that tunnel to fill Obed Vargas's slot, I'm not as worried about Hassani Dotson, and I think they should be worried about Dante Seeley.
Well, and what we haven't considered is the Colorado Rapids have not had to deal with any snow this winter. And, we've never gone into the season not having winter, where Seattle's had gray, and that really impacts your mental health. So
Yeah,
I'm really
they're gonna be
digging here for
depressed.
any hope.
Yeah, we just got all of that vitamin D in Palm Beach, and so we're coming out with our spirits lifted, with our heads held high, and we trained at sea level. We're gonna open at sea level. It's just all lining up.
Yeah, totally. So now that we have just lied through our teeth that we're optimistic and have hope, what are our score predictions?
Monk, you want to go?
Yeah, I guess I'll start us off. I'm always the optimistic one, and I know Fattori always pretends that like we're not gonna just like lie through our teeth on our score predictions and not use the stats, because apparently fuck your data is what we do now. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 3-0.
3-0
Which team?
who?
Oh, that's us. We're winning. Like nobody's scoring on my not purple king. That's the way we're starting the season. He's starting it out with a shutout, and I
First
would
ever
say
win in Seattle.
exactly.
Oh,
It's
good. I was worried
it's
all
the
that
Englishman
self-work
effect.
Monk did in the offseason was going to change his score predictions.
Not at all. No. If you thought my negativity towards the Rapids through the entire podcast was going to change the factor that I'm always going to gamble on my score predictions on them, I'm still gambling that they're going to win the cup. All right. That's going to happen. So I think it's going to be Navajo 2. Coffin Navajo. And I want Aronson to get one. He needs to get one. We need him to come out hot if we're gonna have any chance this season. Like I'm sorry, he didn't really impress well last season, and I think we need him to get on a hot streak. We need both of them to be really strong if we want to have a lot of opportunity here, because we know we're probably going to sell somebody off middle of the season again, and then the team's going to go downhill. So we need lots of wins early on.
Just stack those wins.
You're
Sarah?
crazy. Absolutely not. Yeah, we're going to lose it. It's going to be 0-2. I want to be clear that I am playing the score prediction to be right this year, not to feel good. And We
Aren't you
don't
the
win at
person that
Lumen
just
Field.
said fun draws last year, and that was feel good? Like, were you just gonna predict we lose 0-5 every game?
Guys, do you know what World Cup means? World Cup
What does it
means
mean?
PKs. It means PKs. It means someone has to win the fucking games. Oh,
No, we
so
put a tariff on
excited.
those.
Not in the group stage.
You put a tariff on PKs.
Could you imagine ICE just rolls out and asks for papers for all the penalty takers first? No? Oh, too soon? Okay.
Guys. I don't know what world we are going to talk so much about the world. I don't know what world the World Cup will be taking place in, because I feel like so much is going to happen between now and the summer. But in the meantime, the Rapids are going to lose to Seattle 0-2. I'll give Morris and Rusnak each one. Not that
Yes.
matters.
We just
and I don't-
proved that she's not actually a Stefan fan.
I think that part of respecting a player is appreciating their limits and their faults. And I do not look at this Rapid squad. I'm not saying he's not going to stop 18 of them. He's just going to let 2 in. This Rapid squad does not go to Lumen Field and win. I'm sorry. Not for the first
She
game.
couldn't even predict a fun draw, though. Like, just
Matt-
starting off the season negative.
Matt, have my back here.
We already brought
What's your
back fun draw
prediction?
this early in the season. I like Monk, am going to predict a victory, but I'm using the podcast money for a higher tier of BetterHelp therapy. So I'm going 3-2 instead of 3-0. I'm putting some realism in this.
You just want to show off how many Seattle players you know.
No, I think the 2 goals are going to be Rusnak. I think he has our number, and Long has. And I don't know that we have an answer
He
for
can
him yet.
snack these nuts, is what I'm saying.
Good one. And then I think our goal scorers, I think it's definitely going to be Yappy. He had that unfathomable tying goal in the 75th minute of that 3-3 draw last time in Seattle. I think Hoffa is for sure getting one. And I think our guy, Dante Seeley, he gets his first goal I was going to say in Burgundy, but no, he gets his
We
first
don't
goal
wear
in
burgundy
black.
anymore.
What's even wild is it's going to be a new head coach. I think we're going to wear the colorful Colorado kits because Seattle's green will clash with our green. So all of the nerds are going to have to rethink their whole being when Matt Wells and the colorful Colorado Rapids go into Seattle and get their first ever victory.
Sounds like some well wishes to me, but I
All's
believe in
wells
these
that
well
ends wells,
wishes.
Monk.
And when it happens, you'll hear it here when they rub it in my face forevermore.
But here's the problem. Matt is putting so much pressure on Seeley. Same pressure we put on Sam last year, and he just never rolled out. So, like, I'd stop doing that.
Pressure on Sam Vine, Sam Bassett.
Bassett.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my proposal for this section is, can we rapid fire?
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do more predictions.
We don't
We're
do
going to
that here.
season predictions. We want to get on record because I want the data to be able to compare with the other Rapids podcasts. So we're going to compete with ourselves. And then Keith Richardson's been compiling a nice list of what all of the Rapids media is predicting for the season. So here we go. Rapid fire, most goals for a Rapids player this season. Who and how many?
And how many? You didn't tell us that part.
Yeah, you
Well,
didn't give us any
I don't
information
tell you a
on
lot
that.
of things.
Like, your
That's
list
the
is...
joy of being on a show with me.
He was like, rapid fire. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you half the questions.
Okay, so we get 1 sentence max with each of these.
Go.
I'm going Hoffa Navajo at 14, which is slightly more than he got last year because I think Georgie and him were splitting a lot of things early on last season. I think with his leadership on the team, we'll see him taking some of those goals Georgie would have gotten before.
Love it. Monk?
I go Hoffa as well. I'm going to say 21.
21?
Yep. I'm going to say
Psychotic.
he just pops off. That's how we're going to... That's how we're going to win, on his back, because our Like, we need him to score lots and lots of goals.
Monk, if he's on a 21 goal clip, he's not making it through the summer. He's probably not making it through the summer anyway. But at that rate, isn't 17 the record?
It is.
The Rapids goal record. Rapids.
I was going to say,
Rapids goal record.
Not like a real team MLS goal record. The Rapids goal record.
Yeah, like
I want him to break that record.
We're starting to we're whispering golden boot in the stands at 21. Yeah.
That's what I want. That's what I want. I'm putting my dreams out there. I have to put the Wells wishes out there because I'm going to have to, because I have a feeling I'm going to have to be very negative on this podcast all season, but I'm going to at least pretend that we're going to win.
You that higher tier of BetterHelp therapy. I'm going Hoffa, 17 goals. He gets the record.
He ties the record?
Ties. Oh, it's a ties? Is it 16?
Yeah, I thought 17 is a tie
18,
between...
baby. Hoffa, 18 goals.
Okay.
All right, let's move it.
All right, most assists.
Oh.
Paxton, 8.
Paxton, 8. Interesting. Okay. Monk?
It's Paxton, 12.
Okay. I think it's going to be Dante Seeley, and I think he's going to have 10 assists.
Damn.
So you said 12 for Pax, Monk?
I did.
Okay.
Someone has to assist all those goals.
Matt, 10. Just getting the notes down, listeners. All right. Most total goal contributions. This is goals and assists.
You need a number on this too?
Yeah.
I'm going Paxton. Paxton, 20.
Okay. Monkey?
That's a hard one. I'm gonna go with. I gotta go Hoffa. If I'm predicting him 21 goals, it's hard. It can be hard for Pax to catch up with that. So, and I will say 30.
Okay, 21 goals, 9 assists. I like it. All right. I am going Dante Seeley. I think he gets 24 total, 14 goals, 10 assists. Most valuable player, Rapids.
I read that as most valuable player of my heart, and therefore it's Zach Steffen.
All right. Steffen.
Rapid man.
Hey.
OG Rapid Man or which also that Rapid Man voodoo doll behind you, Sarah?
I got it at a thrift convention. Isn't he dope?
Yeah. Just put some
And
pins
that's
in
Pixel?
it. Oh.
Our little Rapids. We'll introduce him more later.
Yeah.
Onward.
So I have to go with. That's got to be Hoffa, right? So if I'm predicting him to be all the stuff, he's got to be the MVP. If I'm right.
All right. Me and Kevin Demoff agree. Dante Seeley, Rapids MVP. Defensive
the nice
player.
thing about this is if you're right, you're going to be right. So
yeah, defensive player.
If
of
I
the
was
year
gambling, it wouldn't be on Demoff's knowledge of soccer, but that's okay.
But if I was gambling, it wouldn't be on Polymarket because that's not gambling. That's trading in future derivatives. Defensive player of the year for the Rapids. Holding?
Yeah, sure.
Holding? Man.
Wait, hold on. Was Steffen an option here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, Steffen.
I like how Sarah didn't follow the through line of if Zach Steffen's the MVP, he's probably the DPOY.
Well, I was thinking
and then she predicts him to get scored on twice. So
all right, Monk. DPOY, defensive player of the year.
I'm gonna go Steffen too.
I am going to go with the Nigerian destroyer, Hamzat Ojedirin.
Not Seeley?
I don't think he is gonna. He does have really strong defensive statistics, so I don't know. I mean, I think you know what I'm going to say next. So we'll get back to Dante. Offensive player of the year, Monk.
It's got to be Hoffa.
It's my guy, number 7, Dante Seeley. Newcomer of the year.
Just because I know what you're going to say, Matt, we'll go with Manioma.
Nice. Listeners, we decided that newcomer of the year had to be under 500 minutes played. So Manyoma's 38 minutes played last season, pretty fun, qualifies him for newcomer of the year. 571 minutes for Rob Holding and Paxton does not give them qualification for this category. So Manyoma. Monk?
I'm going to go with Sealy.
Smart. You know where I'm going. Dante. Comeback player of the year.
Cole Bassett. Oh, wait.
Like it's not you want him to come back, Monk. That's not what this award is. Better come back.
Sorry. Comeback player of the year is a player who is returning, who is going of the returning players. Who's the best?
It's a player basically having a righting the ship type performance. So sometimes this is a person returning from injury. Other times this can just be a player who had a down year, really upping their game.
I'm just going to be hopeful here. I'm going to go Keegan Rosenberry. I think we saw.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Also,
Monk?
Player rep, union guy, love.
I feel like it's got to be Vines, only because if he doesn't,
ooh, spicy.
Right? Like he had what I would argue is a pretty bad year last year, and so he's got lots of room for that growth.
I'm going with one Connor Ronan. I think he is going to ball out this season. Who do we think is going to be Wells' captain?
Jack Price.
R.I.P.
He's not dead, Sarah. He's very much alive and well.
I didn't think through this one enough. Someone else go first. I'm thinking.
Monk, go.
I'm going to go with Aronson.
Oh, wow. Didn't see that one coming.
Really?
I like my captain's middle of the field.
Yeah.
Sarah, did you decide or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go with Aronson too. I think that.
Really?
Who are you going to say?
Sealy.
Oh, captain, my captain. This one was tough for me. Wells has specifically talked up both Keegan and Zach's leadership.
I thought about Zach. Keegan wasn't starting regularly for us. So
I don't know that Keegan won't start this season. We didn't talk about that, but there's a big question mark at right back. I haven't heard or parsed the tea leaves to think Reggie's got it on lock, and Keegan has gotten the glow up from Wells for his preseason performances and leadership. As opposed to left back, I'm pretty comfortable that's going to be Jackson Travis to start. But I'm going to go with my gut. What I thought it was going to be before Wells talked about leadership with Stefan and Keegan. I think it's going to be Rob Holding. I think Rob is a booming and not holding back voice on the field. And like someone pointed out, if Zach's the captain, it's really hard for him to go up and argue calls with the ref. So I think it ends up being Rob Holding.
All right.
Holding a lot of hope there.
Holding the hope. Holding the high hopes. Rapid season finish. Where are we finishing this season?
Where we're finishing on the table, not where we end on the bracket, right?
Where we what?
Where we finish on the table, not where we end in a bracket, right?
Say where we finish on the table, and then if it is a position that puts us in the playoffs, say if we make it round 1, round 2.
I went first before someone else go. I'm thinking.
First in the cup, baby. We gotta go. I gotta be positive.
Monster. Oh man.
Messi got his.
The pills you're on, buddy.
It's our turn.
Does the Safeway pharmacy have those, or do I have to go up to Propane Alley on Federal?
Man, we fucking need a break here. Let's put us at 7th, which is above the line, not in a play-in game. And I think we win 1, lose second round.
Round
Yeah, she's
one.
obviously not basing anything on stats in that guess because we don't win playoff games.
You
Well, we don't win in
just
Seattle
proposed
either,
we
so-
win the cup. Do you know how
I'm
many
not the one
playoff
that said I
games-
was going to
Do
be
you know how many
serious about
playoff
it.
games? Do you know how many playoff games that would take? How many
Mom,
real games that would take?
Monk, when we win the cup, I want you to take all of your future derivative money from Polymarket and actually buy us a yacht. I'm like Sarah. I'm going my boy Dante Seeley's number 7th. I think that's going to be the position we finish in. And I also think we make it out of round 1 of the playoffs, but we get thumped in round 2. But it's promising.
Wait, you're going the exact same prediction as me?
Yeah, I had the prediction before you said yours. I'm not going to change it just because you said what you said. I'm not like that, Sarah. I'm
Guys,
authentic.
why do you think Matt is going last on all of these? Like, come on.
Because I wrote down all of the questions. I already had my answer.
You only wrote half the questions,
okay,
actually. We found out.
All right. Hot takes.
I think that there's going to be... My hot take is that there is going to be some sort of political tension that exists in the supporter land. Like there's going to be like something around ICE and Kroenke, or something around some right-wing person visiting a game and people protest, like that the national politics are going to play into the stands in some way, big and visible.
Can I just say political clash in 117? Is that summation?
Sure.
Okay.
Fan-based
Monk?
political clash, yeah.
Man, hot take. Like, well, I already picked we're going to win the cup, like that, but that doesn't count as a hot take.
Like a
That's
hot
just
take, like
fact.
something
a real,
surprising.
a real hot
or
take.
unexpected.
Very, very unexpected. I am going to predict 3 hat tricks out of Hoffa this season.
Ooh. All right. Here's my hot take. I think Rapids start the season hot. And because of that, we are rewarded by loosening the purse strings in the summer window. And we get one of 2 things. We get Paxton Aronson's best friend, Jack McGlynn, as a high-ticket midfield transfer from Houston to the Rapids. Or we get the Colorado Rapids' first ever $10 million player.
Love it.
All
I
right.
want to encourage fans. You can listen along and go through those and make your predictions as well. We want to hear what your predictions are. We want to hear all the ways you think Monk is wrong about his predictions. And we'll see at the end of the year how we did.
Final thoughts, Monk?
Oh, you know what? Up the fucking Pids, honestly. Those are my final thoughts. I've got to be a fan. Got to believe in this team, even though they're going to disappoint me.
My final thought is I'm really excited to see what Paul and Logan and the supporters do to replace all their chants with the word burgundy in them. They're going to come up with some new things. And I'm pretty jazzed about it.
Yeah, they're mainly going to be about black and mourning and sorrow and funerals.
Come on, these were all goth boys in their younger years. They're just returning to their comfortable place.
We're just gonna play My Chemical Romance, just blaring for the entire game out.
My final thoughts are I have really actually been dreading the start of the season, which is new for me. Like usually I'm excited. I've missed the games. I miss seeing my friends. But the last few days of doing interviews and podcast recording has really reminded me that it's not about how much the Rapids fall in the standings. It's about all the fun we all have bantering. And so this podcast has really reminded me that we're going to have a great season, win or lose, because we're Rapids fans.
You hear that,
I'm the
everyone?
only one that predicted
Servatory
we'd
says,
go up in the stands.
Get in the fucking boat. Sarah, where can they find you?
You can find me on @the on socials. And I will be watching the game probably from the warmth of my own home this weekend, but cheering on the Rapids. Happy Ramadan to everyone celebrating, and obviously fuck ICE. Where can they find you, Matt?
At Matthew Wick on socials, always listening to Don Chicharron. And you're going to find me celebrating the homie Archie's birthday this Sunday in conjunction with the Rapid season opener in Seattle. So I think it's going to be big win vibes throughout. So happy early birthday, Archie. If you guys see him, he's DJ'd at the tailgate. He plays soccer. Give him a big hug. Tell him happy birthday.
Yeah.
Monk?
You can find me at Monk of C38 on Burgundy Sky, though I never reply to anything or do anything there. But you could find maybe a picture of me there, or Matt tagging me in some social post. You can find me behind the decks at the C38 tailgates every game. Sadly, we are away this weekend, but I'm probably going to watch from home as well. But we will see. Maybe I'll go out and party. I don't know. I have to have energy to do that.
All right, Monk, say it one more time.
Up the fucking Pids.
Up the fucking Pids.
Up the fucking Pids.
I can't believe you guys don't believe we're going to win the cup. Y'all suck.